What is up, everybody? Welcome to another Fresh Take. Vicky, how are you?
I am good, can't complain. What's going on?
So, we got the season finale of Star Wars Skeleton Crew entitled The Real Good Guys. Um, so, this pretty much picks up right where the last episode left off. Um, this episode was a little bit better than the previous episodes, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Uh, Although there was one thing that, this happened in other Star Wars stories where they do a backstory in the last episode that probably should have been done earlier in the season with Jude Law's character. So he, while technically isn't a Jedi, he was trained by one before Order 66 came down. And so when you had that backstory, I'm like, okay, you should have said this in like episode 4 or 5.
But I said
Because
that. I was like, I bet he was a Jedi and then something went whatever.
sideways, yeah.
Mhm.
So they made it where uh they tried to make him sympathetic. I think that was the wrong move, in my opinion. Because basically he was just a street urchin that had some ability with that was force sensitive ish. A Jedi found him, started giving him a little training. Order 66 comes down. That Jedi gets whacked in front of him, and he's back to being back on the streets again, essentially.
Mhm.
Um, so you get to understand his viewpoint of the world. I still think these are the worst parents in all of TV history.
Yes.
I don't know any other way to say it.
They,
These are the
they,
worst parents and the worst adults I've ever seen in my
they're,
life.
they're the most useless adults.
Yeah, I can't even get mad at William no more. I really
No, you
can't.
can't. You can't be mad at the children. Because look at the
Mm-mm.
parents.
I see where they get it from.
Because all
So
I know, no, first of all, my parents, my mother and father, mama fangirl and papa fangirl. I show up back home finally. They'll hug me, then they'll shake me. Okay. Um, who this man? More likely they gonna cuss that man out. Even if they say like, "Oh, he's a whatever," I don't care. You
yep.
ain't called. You ain't called me when you said you found my child. Where was no communication. Matter of fact, I don't trust you. Like, no, there will be no thank you. There will be no thank you.
No.
My parents
Oh,
are attacking them, attacking
and,
Jude Law's character.
and I'm gonna say this, and I hope people don't get mad. But if you do, that's your opinion. I'm so sick and tired of like black males in father figures in these shows being non-masculine. I'm sorry, that dude was worthless.
Being
That dude was
non-realistic.
sparring.
I'm like,
Yeah, that's
what
not
black dad is that?
like I ain't never. Nah, I ain't never seen no.
No,
I'm
we
like,
need the
come
black
on,
dad.
man. That needs to stop. That in Hollywood needs to stop. I understand that some of y'all writers ain't got no black friends. I understand that. Watch 90s black sitcoms if you want to see your father
Exactly.
figure.
Fresh
Watch that.
Prince, The
Yeah,
Rock. You know what? The Rock. That is a great example of a black
yeah,
dad. Like, what
yeah,
are we doing?
yeah. Because that ain't it.
No.
So yeah, that was like my issues with it. I thought from a story standpoint, I thought the kids did the best they could. The whole thing with the barrier, I thought was a cool sequence. They had cool sequences in it,
Oh yeah.
but once again, I think the problem I have with this series is the parents and the kids being completely unlikable. Well, two of them being completely unlikable, just written unlikable. Wim with all that whining and Fern with all that thinking she's better than everybody else. I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, they were just they were kids that you would that you would, as an adult, want to cuss out, but no, you can't cuss out because you're an adult. But you will want to yeet that child off the cliff,
and not feel any kind of regret about it.
No, be like, the world is better. The world's a better place now.
So I did like the shot of the X-wings coming in when they finally got the barrier down, and them, coming through and taking care of business. I thought that was a cool shot.
Yeah.
The reunion with KB, because everybody thought KB was dead in their ship. I thought that was actually pretty cool, and she wasn't. Like I said, KB and Neil were the best two of the series. They were the best two of the series.
They held it down. They kept the other two alive. KB, that whole barrier sequence, like, handling things. Yeah, she knew to call old girl, be like, yo, Owl Lady, we need your help.
Yeah.
Like, she was just on it. And then had the nerve to have a battle fight sequence in the barrier sky. Like, she was on it.
Yeah. I'm saying, like, KB was the MVP of this entire series, in my opinion. So overall, what did you think of the series overall?
I mean, overall, it had potential. It could have been better. There were good moments. There were dumb moments. There were moments like, who wrote this? But I'm sure a bunch of, like, preteens enjoyed it. I just wish when they decide to do things in the Star Wars universe, the Star Wars people are going to lose their mind. So make it good, whatever you decide to make. If you're going to make something in the Star Wars universe and the fans are going to eat you alive, make it good. So whatever their complaints will be, it will be just foolishness. Like, oh, the lightsaber's not supposed to be that color. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The writing, the this, the that, the things that you actually say weren't right. You know what I'm saying? But we still have to continue to strive to have more and more just different stories in the universe, because it can't all just be Skywalker. It just can't all be that same, like, little section of storyline. It can't. So do stuff before, stuff after, other characters. We got to just keep doing that and keep expanding the universe, because there's so much more and so many more stories to tell. So that this should be only one season. There should be no season 2.
No, there shouldn't.
There should be no season 2. And that be that.
Yeah, I mean, I understood the premise. I just think the execution was sloppy.
Yeah.
They had good ideas, like the fact that the Old Republic, like what Palpatine did was basically hide this planet and put his money on it. Because I always wondered, like, how the hell they made a Death Star 2 that damn fast? Well, this is the reason why. He had a planet with just money. Yeah,
they had hidden planets. They were smart and really hid stuff, and then made it lore. So made it like a treasure hunt story that nobody really believes. Like, oh, that's not even real.
That's not a real planet.
That's old pirate stories. That's not real. So, like, that was, like, really good.
That was interesting. But
like I said, there was a lot of potential there. And again, just don't give up. Keep telling Star Wars stories, but you gotta execute them well.
And you gotta tighten up your writing. I'm sorry, like, because this one to me probably would have benefited from having a couple extra episodes. Probably. Just because I'm like, the stuff they were doing, I mean, like I said, that the whole thing with I can't remember Jude Law's name in this doggone show. But the whole thing with him, like, if he probably would have benefited from an extra episode. The stuff when they was on that planet with the warring factions, that probably would have benefited with another extra episode. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's certain stuff I think you left too fast, or you didn't like. Yes, these are spoiled kids. They come from a place where they never had to. That's why you needed somebody who was either a street urchin or somebody from like that planet to hang with them so they could navigate with a little street sense. Because I'm sorry, Fern is not street smart. She's not. I know she was trying to act like a badass, but she ain't street smart. So anybody would have, figured that out. So you needed something, and it just didn't do it. So I thought they were good ideas. And like you said, I don't want them to stop doing different stories and doing more stuff that encompasses the galaxy, but they need to do a better job. I don't know who they get to write this stuff, but they need to do a better job, in my opinion. They need to tighten it up. Like, I know stuff probably looks good on paper, but at some point somebody gotta say, man, this ain't working. This ain't working. So yeah, I get the idea. And like I said, I was hyped at first when I saw the first trailer. I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be Goonies in the Star Wars universe. I can rock with this. And I knew I messed up when I watched Goonies before the show.
I don't know why you did that. I told you don't do that.
Yeah.
I was like, that was a poor decision.
Very poor decision on my part. It was a poor decision on my part, and I should not have done that. So it just made it worse for me. Because I just feel like they knew how to write this stuff better in the 80s. I just feel like they did. So overall, I think it's okay. Like you said, I think younger people will like it, and that's fine. That's completely fine. I just don't think it was for me. It was too all over the place. I kind of felt the same way about Acolyte, to be honest. Like, Acolyte, I felt was all over the place. Had some good moments, but basically all over the place. And I feel the same about this. Had its moments, but all over the place. And especially with the writing of certain characters, I'm just like, I'm sorry. I don't like whiners, and Wim was whining. And it's 8 episodes. Wim whined in 7 of them.
Yeah.
So
he was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Oh, the adventure's ending. Oh, blah, blah, blah.
Like, dude, why are you crying, bro? There ain't no reason to. Okay. Then you see his daddy, like, that tracks. So I was just like, bro, yeah.
And then, like, when they were finally home alone with the parents, but the droid was there.
Yeah.
You can't step into your bedroom. You can't step into the bathroom. You can't. There are so many places where the droid is not going to be in that same room with you to tell your dad what happened. I don't understand. Like, ain't no way.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing about the supervisor situation, I'm like, oh, so basically this really was a Palpatine job where Palpatine had this planet just hidden, and your only job is to keep printing these credits. So much so to the point that I don't think they knew he got killed. Because this is after the fall, so they didn't even know he got killed.
Just keep doing the job.
Just keep doing it. Just keep printing that sweet money.
Yeah, that's all.
just keep printing it. Like, everything else, don't worry about that. Because the supervisor was basically just an AI. So I'm like, okay, so y'all really don't, and even the New Republic didn't know they were there.
Nope.
So I wonder how many other planets Palpatine did like that. That's crazy. But it also makes sense as to how they were able to build another Death Star that fast. Like, oh, y'all just go over to AT-AT and grab that grab money out of vaults 2, 4, and 8. You know what I'm saying?
You thought we only built one? Why would you?
I'm rolling in money, baby.
This cost 500 billion credits. It didn't. It only cost 250. No, 2.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Well, how did you raise that much, man? Mind your business. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, yeah.
What
Palpatine
was
gonna drop a
that?
rap video.
That was that movie from the 90s. That like alien movie. It was like that big like circular ring. You don't remember that? Oh, I feel like it was like
Mars Attacks? Are you talking
with like
Mars Attacks?
with Jodie Foster in it, and they were like they didn't want them to contact the aliens, so like the people came and like destroyed it, and they were like, "Did you think we only built one?" And it was like a secret one that they built somewhere else.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, this I think it was Jodie Foster. Who was it? Now I gotta go down the rabbit hole of
because I know about what is it? They Live. I know about Mars Attacks. Of course, Independence Day.
Contact.
Contact. Oh, Contact. I remember. I do remember that movie. Oh, that I hadn't heard that in a while.
It's Contact was the big ring, right?
Yeah, that was yeah.
There was a big like ring that was like had to spin or something.
Yeah, because it looked like a plate.
Yeah, and like they were like, "You didn't go anywhere," and then they're like, "What do you mean I didn't go anywhere? I went somewhere." And then it turned out they had like 25 hours worth of like recording, but she was only gone for 10 seconds or something.
Yeah, it was a weird movie to say the least.
Like, actually, we built two. We built another one.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's an okay show. And once again, I don't think
it could have been way better, but you know, I'm a fan of Star Wars. I'm along for the ride.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna watch it. Whatever you throw at me next, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I mean, it is what it is. I do like the fact that they're doing different stuff and not just sticking on Skywalkers and all that stuff. But I do want them to, at the very least, tighten their stories up so it doesn't feel like it's all over the place. Because Acolyte and this just felt all over the place.
Yeah,
it did, and that took away from my enjoyment. And like I said, I understand. I get it. This wasn't made for me exactly in mind, and that's fine. But it still could have been a better story, in my opinion, if they would have tightened some stuff up. And honestly, I really do think it should have probably been 10 episodes instead of 8, just because it would have fared better, especially if you're only doing 30-minute episodes. Just do 10.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing 30-minute episodes. Now, if you're doing 45, yeah, stick to 8. But you're doing 30. I think the longest episode was 40 minutes. So, and that was this one. So there's that. But that's going to do it for this show that we're watching. The next show that we're watching is Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. That is on the 29th. And there's we need to talk about that other show. See, we're going to watch that one too. But yeah, My Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is the one that's going to be next. I'm hoping that's good. That's an animated show. Starts January 29th. So be on the lookout for that. We do have a Winging It podcast tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please stop back by. The chat will be open as always. Anything you want to pimp out?
As always, come by Fangirl Review on Twitch tomorrow on the 20th, MLK Day. BIPOC Streamer Awards Raid Train. We're kicking it off on the streamer, the Biddy, DA_Biddy, BITTY. And we will end at 8 p.m. EST on the BIPOC Streamer Awards channel. So come on by. It's amazing content creators throughout the whole day who will be streaming.
Sweet. I will try to join as soon as I have to work tomorrow, but I will try to join as soon as I get home. So, and all that stuff. So, see you guys in about 45 minutes. So, have a good one, everybody.